I'm a little early, a little chance to get out here January 4, a Sunday, and I'm coming out with the rod that I was using the other day. This is the 5-weight Eagle Claw with the White River Bass Pro Shop brand large arbor reel that I got about 20 plus years ago, and I'm gonna be fishing a Guadalupe size 6 hook, and we're going to be working this one particular pond just across from Sonic Pond over here in the city of Allen, here in Allen, Texas. All right. And hopefully we can get some good engagement as well as catch a fish or two. All right. So right now water's really clear. I can see pretty much to the bottom with my polarized glasses here. And I'm going to just start casting initially close by. The other day they did want some movement in the fly, and it also kind of letting it sink, because I guess temperature wise things has kind of changed on us. It's in the right now, and I think we're going to get a little bit more warmer temps here in the next day or so, but it's kind of chilly this morning in the 30s, and now it looks like it may be coming up, slowly coming back up to some warmer temps. So I don't know what the bite's going to be like, but I'm going to try using the pattern that I used the other day, where I was pretty much just casting it out, letting it sink, and just doing these short pull retrieves just like this and getting the strikes in that manner. All right, and I'll just kind of work my way around the pond, and let's see where that takes us. Okay. All right, so it's going to be this mobile fishing live stream in real life, so we may get something, we may not. Or I may not. We're certainly going to try with this particular pattern right now. Guadalupe, olive colored. Something just jumped over here, or that was a turtle. Let me pop it out in that direction. See if we can coax one to maybe strike. I do like this water, and the leaves have been kind of cleared out. Guess we had a bunch of wind and whatnot. Cleared things up for the area here. Let me start working the pond here. Just going to cast it out. Short pull retrieves. It's about noon right now, so we'll see how this bite turns out. It's definitely much colder this morning, and there is still a chill in the wind right now too. If I stay out of the wind, it's not bad at all, but hopefully the bass don't care. All right, let's see if we get some good action on some bass at the pond across from Sonic Pond. Sonic Pond is, there's a Sonic drive-in. Sonic Pond is over here. We're on the other side of it, or from the street, which come to a series of 3 other ponds that are fishable, and have had some decent action here during the warmer months. So let's see what it's like during the chillier month, in this case January. I can see some green stuff in the over here to my left that might clobber the fly. We can certainly give it a go. Okay, just going to stick with this kind of short twitchy action, short pull retrieve, and just kind of see how it goes. We are coming into a sunnier portion of the pond, so maybe we might get some more movement here on the warmer side of the pond. Oh, I got some junk on it. Let's get it off there. Okay. All right, this is really shallow. I'm going to go ahead and cast to it just in case there's bass lurking in the shallows. Doesn't look like it, but let's go and cast. And I'm working this one actually faster here because there are some leaves in the water. I think you can see them, and you can see how shallow it is. All right, here I'm gonna cast a little bit further, and I'm gonna let it sink a little, and then I'm gonna start doing these short pull retrieves, see if I can maybe convince one to strike. Okay, so I'm working it deeper in this case, versus the other day I was mainly fishing more of the upper part of the water column. Okay. All right. So we'll let it sink a little. Short pull. A lot of times when I'm fishing in this manner, a lot of times I'll get a real subtle hit or strike as the fly is sinking. Okay. All right. Let's go back over here. Just kind of keep at it. All right. I see a little deeper area here by the culvert. Let me see if I can coax one there before I walk over to it and spook anything. Okay. Yeah, early in the summer I was fishing in this particular location. I was getting these bass popping out of these rocks, hitting my fly, and basically at my feet. Very slippery here on those leaves. All right, I think we got some people on the chat. Let's check it out here. Bear with me. I got some junk on this. What do we got here? Love fly fishing. Awesome. Just in time by Carno. Hi by Carno. Yeah, it is fun. And it'll be even more fun when I hook into something here in a moment. Got to keep that positive attitude here. Let me step over here over these rocks. So it's about maybe 2 foot deep here. Kind of drops in here. I'm not seeing much movement right now. I'm going to go ahead and move a little bit further up. Then it kind of dips up in here through this sort of like a little point where it looks like the bank or whatever is eroded into it over the years. All right, no takers yet. Let's pop it over here to my left. And since it is colder, I may be working more of the deeper part of the pond versus where I traditionally fish these when in the warmer months, fishing more along the bank, maybe sometimes about 3-4 foot, because it does have a little. You see how the bank is like this and then it drops off like there, like that? That does the same thing further in. And the reason I know is when we had a bunch of drought years, I would come out and just look at the different ponds in the area and get a feel for what these ponds look like when they're dry. All right, where am I at? I'm in Texas, city of Allen, just north of Dallas, Fort Worth Metroplex. And temperatures are starting to warm up today. We're been traditionally or unseasonably warmer temps this winter, but that could change on us anytime here. Well, there was about a week ago, I was actually fishing out here in shorts and short sleeves. Today it's pants and long sleeves. This morning it was 36 degrees, so it was a little bit chilly, and I've been out there kind of playing around doing some metal detecting also. I got another channel, Zeke's Metal Detecting Finds, and that is one. I call it Zeke because I like that name, but I call it out that, yes, that's the pen name I'm using for that channel. And for this channel, I'm Glenn, the avid average angler life. Average angler life. Avid fisherman, though. All right, and let's see if we can convince Mr. Bass to strike on this Guadalupe. Okay, so I'm going to start working it a little bit deeper, and I'm going to continue with a slower presentation, mainly because I think the water is still, not the water, but the air temperature here being so cold and things are still warming up now. Maybe just need a little time for the bass to kind of wake up this morning. Let's see. All right. I'll just stick with these short pull retrieves, watching the line. I don't see the fly, but I am watching my line for any indication of a strike. And that could be hesitation in the line. There's a hit right there. Or in that case, the line went out. Okay. And, that may have been a little bluegill. There's a number of bluegill and sunfish here. Man, he pulled that line nicely too. Seemed to hit it on the drop again too. So as it seems to happen many times fishing this particular fly, and these short pull retrieves, they tend to hit it as it's sinking. So we'll just kind of work it like so and see if we can get them to do it again. And it is right at that little drop off. Maybe we'll get them to hit. All right, let's pop it up. Just gonna drop it over here. Let's go check out the chat. Michigan, woo. Well, that's a little chilly there. Definitely much colder than where I'm at right now, which is, I think it said 50 something when I left the house. So you've already gone up from the mid-30s from this morning already. I'm getting sprayed by the water from the fountain. Let me move over. All right, I'm just gonna get over here to the left, and then I'll just kind of fish the area that I just passed, just with a sort of a back cast, retrieve cast. Come on, Mr. Bass. Yeah, that one struck and I missed him. Pulled the line on me. Got some trees behind me. Just kind of pop it out a little bit. There we go, right into the foamy stuff. Let's let it sink and see what happens. Okay, watching that line for any hit. Kind of work it in slowly. And I need to be ready because right at that tail end last time I had that one strike. Pulled the line out on me. Let's see if he'll do it again. All right, I got some junk on that. Got into the junk. Let me get it cleared. So all along over here on this bank, there's going to be a whole bunch of these tree roots. And looks like at least in the summer months, warmer months, I was coaxing these guys to strike, and they were lurking right near those roots, and I was getting some pretty good consistent hits there. So let's see what it is today. All right, I'm just gonna keep working the fly, stop and go, retrieve. If things pick up, I will increase or I will do a faster retrieve, but right now it seems to be just basically probing the pond to see if we can find them. So I'll just kind of pull it, let it sit, do the same, pretty much keep repeating that, and hopefully hook into one once he strikes. Okay, let's do one up a little bit closer here. Okay. Other folks joining. Howdy, howdy, Leslie Clausen. Howdy, howdy. Appreciate you joining today. Coming out, wetting the line, enjoying a nice, warm, sunny day, Sunday. Or yours truly's got to get back to the day job starting tomorrow. Yeah, got to take advantage of those days when you don't need to work and come out and play. All right, come on, come on. I'm going to let it sink a little bit longer. I'm going to work it in a little. Okay. Come on, come on. There are some decent bass here. Just been a while since I've coaxed one to strike. Had one on briefly and he broke off on me a couple of months ago. They were all kind of lurking up there on that bank, and they were all just, you could see all these little fish fry and little bait fish all kind of lurking along those roots. And what would happen is as they were sitting there, you get a bass just come in from the deep and just bang, you know, just break them up, and there's a hit. Geez, that's again. Okay, line just kind of slightly pulled on me. I am using a larger size fly, so if those little bluegill are toying with my feelings right now, that could be it too. Let me just check it just in case. I'll work the fly in a little. Toying with my feelings. And I mentioned, I think in the thumbnail, I'm showing the proof ball right here. What I plan on doing is I'm using this to do a little on-the-fly measurement of the fish that I catch. And, well, I'm hoping that I can catch something and do that little AI measurement deal. I've used it several trips now, and it seems to be pretty accurate. I'm really surprised with it. Okay, I'm gonna let it sink now. Short pulls again. Watching that line. Let's see if it straightens out. When I say straighten out, watch when I pull the line and see how the line straightens out. Now picture that, but the fish doing it instead of me. That's how I mainly fish when I don't have a strike indicator on, or if I can't see my fly. I will pay attention to how that line is tending as I'm working the pond. Because I'm having there we go. Oh, he had it. Okay, he had it. He was barely on there, but he had it. Shoot, that was my mistake. And I felt a slight tug. When I pulled on the line, I could see it come out a little bit, and then I felt the tug as I straightened up on it. So yeah, it's a very subtle bite right now. I'm not hitting it hard, so I gotta get my mojo going here and see if I can get up these reflexes and set that hook in time. All right, just gonna let it sink, and I am purposely using a larger size fly than I normally use. I usually go with like a 6 to an 8, or an 8 to 10 to 12. Today I went with a 6, and the reason being is I had some pretty good hits yesterday, or a couple of days ago, on this little fly. It's a Guadalupe, a variant of it that is used to catch Guadalupe bass at the Guadalupe River here in Texas. How's the day going? Always Happy New Year. It's been going good so far. Gotten some bites. Oh, none landed yet, but hey, that's fishing. And in this round, I'm having to do this short pull retrieve, and the indication of strikes have been really right at the tail end of the retrieve, and it's a slight pickup of the line and it coming out a little bit on me. All right, and they could be those little bluegill that are lurking in here. So let's just keep working it here. I kind of want to concentrate in this particular spot because it is deeper. And I'm hoping that maybe that's what I need to do. All right, let's pop it out there. Okay, I'm using an old 5-weight, Eagle Claw 5-weight, Bass Pro White River large arbor reel. Bought it years ago. Since retired it, but then I pulled it out earlier last year, or late last year. Just hey, you got to work through your different rods you have, you know. This was not bad. Not bad at all. Yeah, let's kind of work it in. Nope, no takers. Let's go pop it out again. Okay. All right, I'm gonna let it sink again. Let it sink. Short pulls again. Watching that line. Be surprised. Sometimes I've caught some pretty decent bass in these chillier months. Just the kind of probing a pond and seeing what happens and seeing what takes. I'm gonna kind of slow it down again. Just keep watching that line, see if he pulls. Okay, coming up on the tail end, let's bring it back up. All right, let me do one of these parallel casts, at least work the shoreline here, shallow end. Sometimes I might get one kind of lurking close to shore here. So I'm just gonna work it real quick and then I'll go back to fishing it out again. All right, I have to watch out for a little stick up over here, a couple of them that might clobber the line, snag the fly. All right, let's take it back out again. Okay, look at that one heron over there on the other side, just chilling. What about now if you have polarized glasses on when you're out? Yeah. I pretty much have polarized glasses about every single time I go out. Keep one handy in the pickup, as well as I have another one I think I keep in the fly vest, or it's another one that I have in the pickup. I can't remember now. Keep moving stuff. During the trout fishing season, I tend to move stuff about. Come on. Take it. Got some hits, just enough to keep my interest going here. All right, let me pop it out this way again. All right, fun little rod, little 5-weight. Surprised how much distance you can get with it too. This was my main go-to rod after I retired my old fiberglass ones. I had like about 3-4 fiberglass rods that I don't use too often now. All right, come on, let's see it. See that take right at that tail end. Wind's coming from left to right here. So far, all the hits have been right along this drop off. So if you can't see here, but I can see it. With the polarized glasses, I can see where there's some vegetation out here, and then it dips down. And what it's doing is that right there, okay? How I know, I came out here when it was drought conditions and there was hardly any water in a lot of local ponds. And this one in particular had this prominent feature, which kind of took me off guard, because most times when they make these ponds, stock ponds in the area, it's more of a rounded, concentric piece that slopes down. But in this case, no, you got this drop off right out there, just like that, okay? And I think that's where I'm getting a lot of my hits right now, is right on that transition to where that drop off starts. I got trees behind me. Let me do one of my forward is a back cast. So forward cast, back cast is that. Now it's facing the other way, and you can see I can take advantage of the wind. It'll roll it out there for me. All right, okay, all right. Just keep doing a little short pull retrieve again. Come on, let's get one on. No skunk today. All right. Okay, and it's all right. There's a tree here, and well, here I got this camera on a harness. Since things are slow, let me demo what I mean. What I'm doing is I'm casting here toward the street, and then I'm flipping over this way, and that is my cast. It's actually the back cast that I'm using. So let me put my handy dandy neck harness off, and I'm gonna put the phone right over here because I'm streaming from my phone, and you get an idea what I'm talking about. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna stand over here, I'm gonna cast in this direction facing it, and I'm gonna actually flip the fly line to cast behind me. All right, and the reason being is I got that tree over here, and there's another tree over here that's clobbering things. So let's go do that. Alrighty, so that was the example I'm talking about, where I got that tree there, I got that tree, and I don't have room for a back cast behind me. So I'm using my forward cast as my back cast, and my back cast as my forward cast. And I'm taking advantage of the wind to just roll the line out there. Alrighty, so let's see. Let's go catch a fish now. What do you say? Alright. Okay, and you'd be surprised how far you can cast with your back cast and take advantage of that wind as well. So pop it over. That's technically my back cast, okay, right there. And that was the reason why I wasn't casting behind me in my normal or a traditional fly casting mode, I guess you'd call it. All right, now let's just pop it out and kind of work the deeper area and see what happens. Okay, all right, anyone have any questions, comments? I'm checking the chat as well, so bear with me. Let's see, what do we got? Least easiest spot, same name. All right, cool, love this channel. Awesome, thanks for the call out there. And that I may be a avid fisherman and non-expert, but I would say I'm an expert tree fisherman, because I seem to almost every single trip, I seem to hook into a tree. All right, and right there, I just hooked into one. What I was doing was I just kind of flipping the line over and getting ready to just kind of roll cast it or just get the line out, and I forgot there's a tree behind me. All right, so yeah, you name it, I can catch that tree. And there's that Guadalupe I'm using. Variant of the Guadalupe in that I palmer wrapped it. Oh well, got some gifts and whatnot. Nice, appreciate the gifts. It's always great in supporting the channel. Just appreciate the engagement from everyone on the channel. Now, hopefully we can talk more fishing here in a moment when I catch something. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and let it kind of sink down, work it right in here again. There's that drop off again, and when I say the drop off, it looks like that right there, drops off. Just think of it that way, 10 foot into the pond. And what's nice with the polarized glasses is I can see it right here. I don't know what they were building. Maybe they were building a canal thing or something, and they changed their mind and decided to make it wider. Who knows? Much different than any other stock pond I've fished in over the years. I mean, typically it's that concentric circle deal. Turtle over here. Guess the turtles don't mind cold weather. I always thought they hibernated at some point and would go in the mud. Okay, let's see if we can coax on. Had 3 strikes, but very light strikes, and yours truly could not connect. So kind of bummed there. Then again, that is fishing. I'm just gonna pop it in close again. Okay, come on, come on, come on. All right, let's pop it out this way. I'm gonna try working that ledge that's submerged. Kind of work it here, and I don't see the fly. I'm paying attention to my line as well as my fingers telling me there's a strike. But for most part, most of the time I'm knowing I'm getting a strike is when I see my line reacting to the fish taking the fly. Okay, let me go ahead and cast it to the other side real quick. See if I can get it over there by those roots. By the roots. There we go. And I'm just gonna work it in slowly. Okay, come on, come on, come on, let's go. Come on, Mr. Bass. Meet Mr. Guadalupe. Okay, short pull. Come on, let's see it. Kind of waiting a little bit longer because I know it's deeper there. So I want it to kind of sink a little bit more. Let's see if we can call it right here. You see that line tighten? That means I got a strike. Okay, Mr. Fishy, where are ya? Okay. All right, I think I got on some vegetation. Oh, no, that's a bass. Oh, yes. All right, I thought I got onto some vegetation. Oh, shoot, he got off. I thought I snagged over here, and next thing I know, I saw the flash of a bass, and yeah, she probably would have been bigger than some of the ones I've been catching lately. All right, well, that tells me that we need to fish a little bit slower. And any indication of a strike to include I thought I was snagged is set the hook. Because, yeah, it came up right over here, and I lifted up, and I was like, oh, I'm snagged. And then when I lifted up some more, I saw the bass rise up. Pretty nice one. Probably bigger than what I've been catching these last few days. I think the biggest one I caught this last few days has been a half pounder, 0.5 pounds. That's per the proof ball, of course. So this would have been an awesome one to pick up on the proof ball. Happy Sunday, howdy howdy, happy Sunday. Working some bass in the deeper end, subtle strikes, and basically little finesse style hook setting. Basically, yours truly is not getting it. So what happened is I saw the line kind of steady up a little, and then when I went to lift up on it, I felt some tension, meaning I thought I was snagged onto that brush down there. And then when I pulled back, Mr. Bass said hello, and then within seconds he said goodbye. Oh well, it's Sunday, it's a beautiful day, and I'm fishing. Oh yeah, let's go pop it across again. Okay, let's see. Okay, let it go and sink a little short pull. This is all line watching at this point. Watch that line, watch the reaction to the strike, and it's going to be a much slower bite compared to when it was warmer just yesterday. Yesterday they were striking immediately, and you knew you had a hook set or a hook or a hookup. And the days before, same thing. But today, since that temperature drop, it's been really, I'm having to concentrate more on if I got a strike. Okay, right there. Let's just kind of bring it in a little. All right, we'll keep working it. Actually, no, let's do this. I got room here. I can take it at an angle, and I'm gonna try working that ledge right here. And I'll just kind of mend the line out a little bit and work so I got perpendicular to the pond right now, and I'm just kind of doing this. And I'll even do a little twitch with the rod. And what I'm doing is I'm working that ledge, keeping the fly just above where that drop off is. And I'm hoping I might convince a bass to do like the one I lost, which was strike. Okay, let's go ahead and do it again here, but I'm a little bit further out now. I'm gonna let it sink a little bit longer. Wonder if I should put a strike indicator on and just kind of let it hover. It's all right. I like this. But I'm gonna cast across again. Get some line out. All right, let's get it all the way. There we go. All the way across. Let's pop it over. Howdy, howdy. Brandon AL is in Texas. Don't know pond. I don't know the pond name either. I call it the pond across Sonic right here. And I call the pond next to Sonic Pond. I used to not fish this one because it used to be a HOA lake, but then it opened up not too long ago, so I'm here now. All right, let's see if we can convince that guy to hit again, or at least his buddy to hit again. All right, come on, come on. Let's feel it. So far it's been swings and misses. We need some home runs here. Come on, right there, come on. I get really antsy when it comes in close near that ledge. It seems to be everything I've gotten has been right on that tail end. But I want to go ahead and cast across right there. Yeah, this is a pretty cool 5-weight. I can get it across the other side, no problem. Okay. Let's see. Question. Have a fight where? What kind of line for Skagit? I don't know. Skagit wise, I use an OPST commando head. I've forgotten how many grains it was. 225. If you look at OPST's site, they have a really good scale on how to determine what Skagit head to use, be it one-handed. Oh, there's a hit. Be it one-handed or two. Look at that. Line pickup. There we go. Look at that. We did not strike out. Well, wait. I can't talk yet. I got to land them first. Okay, and that's that really light strike where they're just picking up on the fly. And what happened there was I saw the line kind of slightly tighten. Look at that. That there means I did not strike out. And I'm going to proof ball them right here. So what I do is I put the proof ball here, and I get my other camera with these burner phones I bought for like 19 bucks on sale, and I'll take a picture of it here. Okay, and the key when you take your picture is you got to make sure it is in the same plane as the fish. You don't want to be at an angle and all that. If you're at an angle, it's going to read it wrong, so you want to be flat against it. Okay, it gives a diagram, basically flat against it, and you're good to go. So bass number 1 on the Guadalupe, and lo and behold, the Guadalupe is getting torn up already. Holy cow, look at this. The Palmer wrap has come off. I'm going to pop that, and we're going to now fish it dry fly wrap. I tie these flies, so I know how much durability they can take. Okay, wow, we did not strike out. After three misses and one definite throw the hook on me, I got him. And he was deeper in, and he struck as I was bringing it in. I saw the line do that little straighten, kind of tighten, and sure enough, I connected with him. So let's do that again. All right, so 5-weight rod. This is just a weight forward fly line. Oftentimes, and I think I've done that in some of my different videos, as well as, Q&A sessions, as well as I believe I put it in one of my blog posts. Someone was asking about, starting out fly fishing, and one of the things I always said was, if you're gonna go start fly fishing and you're setting up your gear, start with the fly line first. What are you fishing for? Get the right weight of fly line. I prefer the weight forward floating when I'm starting out. And and then pick the rod. All right. And then after that, pick the reel. And there's been times I did several videos where I am fishing quality fly line, so-so $9 fly rod, no reel, and I'm doing just as good. And you can see how often I'm using the reel right now. I'm just kind of dropping the line. I tend not to fight them on the reel unless it's a big one. And from a reel perspective, I'm an Echo Ion fly reel guy, to the point I bought the whole set. So the 2-3 all the way to 10-12 weight, I went ahead and got them. I used the 10-12 and the 8-10 for some two-handed switch rod casting, and then I used the 7-9 and the 7-9 for a 6-weight switch rod that I use. I took up a switch rod because I hurt my shoulder one year, and I couldn't lift my fly rod above my shoulder. couldn't lift my arm above my shoulder. I had injured it. But then I found out if I got a switch rod, I could use my body, tuck the butt of the switch rod under my arm, and just use my body to control the fly line and all that. And I was still fishing. So yeah, doctor said I couldn't lift my arm above my shoulder. I didn't say I couldn't stop fishing. Workarounds, you know. All right, let's go ahead and do this. Never tried fly fishing. I feel like I need someone to teach me the technique. Oh yeah, I learned how to fly fish reading a book way back when at the public library, and they were talking about silk line and all this other stuff. And then eventually I just went and bought one and just started learning. Never took the classes, never got certified, but I did get certified by Texas Parks and Wildlife to be a basic fly fishing instructor. So I've done some of those for, you know, it's all volunteer work, but there's certainly a lot of folks who are certified that can hook you up and how to fly fish. For me, I just kind of, how do you know you're fly fishing correctly when you're catching fish? I'm not a purist. I did show one individual the other day, though, that when you're fly fishing, your line can tell you a lot about how you are casting. Classic case that I see is when someone is doing this cast where they're just kind of doing this lazy back and forth movement when they're casting their fly, sort of like this. What happens is there's not enough speed in the back cast and the fly line for it to cast. All right, so if I do one of these lazy looping casts, you'll see how it'll just kind of dump in front of me. Instead, you want this short back cast, forward cast, boom, and it just kind of pops out there, just like that. And I do like this rod, even though I haven't used it in a while. It's a heavier one compared to the one that I use currently, a 6-weight TFO that has a nice lightweight feel to it. And then the Reddington Classic Trout, that's the other one I used for the longest time, a 5-weight. And then I retired it because I just had caught a striped bass, 9-inch striped bass, landed them after a good fight. And then right after that, I had a bigger one take and he spooled me and I could not turn him. Pulled the rod over, it doubled over, and I could not turn him. He just kept taking out line. And ever since then, I went to a 6-weight to include the TFO as well as the switch rod that I use. So if you'll see me head out to the local tail race, Denison Dam, and you'll see me fly fishing there. A lot of times you'll see me with that 6-weight or with that switch rod. I think the last ones I posted was when we went there in November during Thanksgiving and was able to do a little fishing there, and I was using a switch rod. And then before that, October, I was out fishing with the TFO from fly fishing from a kayak. So if you get a chance to take a look at those videos, you'll get an idea of what I'm talking about when it comes to the fly rods I'm using. Okay. All right. What else is here? I got a fishing pool. All right. Cool. Nice, fun flies from Grasshopper Temptations. That's cool too. Nice. All right, so over here it's going to get shallower. I have seen some nice bass here in the shallows, but I don't know what they'll be like here right now being cold, but we're going to go try it real quick. And this round, what I'm going to do is just do it once around, and then I'll call the stream. All right, it's getting a little overcast too. It's getting sunny. Okay, let's go back over here. All right. All right, so let's see if we can get another one. Okay, is that the same rod you used when you went trout fishing? I can't remember which trout fishing and which trip, because normally trout fishing wise, let's see, when I went to Blue River, I was using the 6-weight, and then I did use the switch rod briefly, and then I was also using it on a center pin reel. And then this last trip to the Blue, fishing for trout, I was using a little 2-weight CGR, Cabela CGR, foot 2-weight rod, fiberglass, and I was using that. But I haven't used this trout fishing in a while. Okay, 12-foot rod. Let's see, the 12-foot rod. Let me think. 12-foot rod. That'd be it could have been that one. It's probably the center pin that I was using. That one I was fishing for anything that bites. All right. Okay, let's see if we can get anything that bites here. Okay. Name of game here is line watching right now. Watch for that line to pull out. What's going to be interesting when I get on the other side, I will have no back cast. Got all those houses and everything. So you'll see me tend to do more roll casting as well as whatever I can casting. And I may actually just be fishing more at an angle into the area that I'm targeting, which is going to be over there by that point. But right now things have slowed down. So let's go and get a cast across. Let's get it further than that. All right, there we go. All right, let's see what happens. Good luck. All right, thanks. Appreciate it. Okay, I'm looking in the water right now, and I'm not seeing much activity, but I've not seen much activity at all this whole period. Everything seems to be deeper. Yeah, much deeper, or along that one ledge. Oh, I see one. Oh, what is he? I could see he's just kind of lurking right in the... Wait a minute, I lost my fly. Well, that probably explains why I don't have a fish on. That's a turtle. Jeez, that is a turtle. Okay, well, let's see. Tail of the tape, what did I lose? Well, at least I didn't have a knot failure. It snapped. So I had a knot failure, but it wasn't the knot failure that I was dreading, which is that little squirrely curly tail thing that you get. So that was just a straight break. May have been when I hooked behind me. I hooked into some stuff behind me. Oh, well, that was the Guadalupe. Ooh, look at this. I got another Guadalupe. Nice. I think I was demoing something, and man, this is an old Guadalupe. Look at that. Well, let's go fish it. Point's still needle sharp, so you always want some really sharp needles. Yes, it's a tie that I've tied myself. It's a Guadalupe, and it's the palmer wrapped one versus the dry fly hackle wrap. That one kind of gives a more buggy look. I think it in the water it simulates motion with those little tentacle-y things. Oh no, this is a dry fly wrap one. The other one was palmer wrapped. Okay, so my bad there. This is gonna be the dry fly wrapped one. All right, and I'm trying to tie an uni knot, but my hands are cold. All right, 1, 2, and 3. All right, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna keep working on this side just so I can take advantage of being able to cast the distance I want across and not have to worry about a back cast. At the same time, maybe I might coax another one of these guys to hit up close and personal, like that one that we lost as well as the one we caught. All right, let's check the chat out. Okay, would you almost use it as a jig so it goes up and down near the bottom? You could if you kind of jig it up and down, you know, like so, but it's kind of hard when you're casting it. All right. I'm gonna go this way, and then we'll go back that way, and then at that point, I think I'll call it. All right. Slow and steady. I felt something. Yeah. Oh, he was on. Shoot. He got off. Man. Slow and steady, and then bang, he hit it. The line just pulled up on me, and he started running slightly to the left before I lost him. Shoot. Bummer. Okay, let's see if we can convince him again. And that was a light, very light strike. I felt some tension on the line, and that was what was telling me to go ahead and set the hook. And when I lifted up, I saw the line kind of shooting off to the right, and then I felt it go slack on me. Bummers! When you're getting these light strikes like that, every hit counts, you know? Every bite counts. Oh shoot, that even goes on warm water days too, though. Every bite counts too. Oh, there we go. Jeez, that one kind of tugged at it, and then came off. All right, let me pop it across. Okay, let's see if we can get him to hit it again. There are some rocks here I got to watch for, but at this point it's basically cast it out, let it sink, and the line is going to tell me to set the hook, or my finger that I have right here. You want to keep your line right there on the finger here so that you can also feel the strike, plus set the hook quickly. If you keep it out here, you won't set the hook as quick. Other times you can tell a lot of the newer fishermen will they'll fish with the rod tip high like this, way up high, way up. You want to keep it down low, on the down low. Gives you that much more room to set the hook, as well as more of a straight pull back and set and lift. Versus if you kept it up here, you just lose all that extra motion and whatnot. And watch it next time you go out, and you'll kind of get a good quick rundown on some of the folks out there fly fishing. All right, let's pop it out here. Work the shallow area real quick. I'm gonna work this one quicker, just to probe it, and then we're gonna go back to the right and start working that deep area again, see if I can coax something to strike. All right, let me just get some line out. There we go. All right, That's shallow plus some rocks. I'm gonna work it a little bit faster than I was earlier. A little bit faster. Okay. No, and I don't see anything trailing behind it. Just in case, I'm gonna work this end here real quick. A little twitchy action too, moving it fast. Nope, okay. Let's go and start working it back again. We'll just work our way back, probe this deeper area of the pond, see if we can coax another one to come out and pop it. Okay, all right, just kind of dragging it slow. Sometimes I get strikes here on that little slow swing. All right, let's see if we can get one more. What do you say? One more, two more. There's a hit. That was a little hit. The line just darted forward just briefly. Man, either it was a little one or it was a very subtle hit, because much different than yesterday. When you got bit, you got bit. You're pretty much just tightening up on the line. Today it's toy with my feelings day. All right, let's see if I can replicate it again here. See if he'll come in and hit it again. Okay, no. Okay, let's see how it's riding through the water. Oh, that's looking really fishy. That one says strike me. Okay, let it sink. Short pull. I'm gonna let it sink. Another short pull. Definite finesse fishing. So the line's just kind of hovering in front of me, and I'm just watching for a strike. All right, it's starting to get deeper here, so I'm gonna cast across and see if we'll work it deeper. I'm gonna let it sink some before I start bringing it in too. Okay, short pull. And this is all about line watching at this point. I could see the line going slack. It's just kind of sitting there, kind of crooked like. Pull on it, watch again, pull on it again. And most times I will see a reaction to the fly before I feel it on my fingers or my hands. And that's even with me holding it like so. Okay, here I'm just slowly kind of bringing it in. This is that slow, cold weather fishing, basically. All right, pop it out there. I hit the bank behind me. Let me high stick it. There we go. Okay, let it sink. See, kind of liner using weight forward, 5 weight. Scientific Angler, I think it is. So what happened was way back when Gander Mountain was still in business, every year they would get rid of their non-moving stock. And I lucked into one where they had about 20 of these lines, and I bought them all because they were all $1. I still have some of those. However, I've used them all. They've all been used at some point, either on reels or whatnot, or I put them on someone else's reel that I was hooking up. But I did order one of these Sunray fly lines. Oh, there's a hit. That was a good one. That one I saw the line moving out. Okay. Yeah, one of those Sunray fly lines from the UK. It's supposed to arrive here in the next few days. And that one is like an OPST Skagit head, but has a lighter or not as thick of a shooting head, so it has a more subtle slap against the water, I guess, if you want to call it. It's something. All right, well, that one counts. Nice. Let's proof ball them. All right. And afterwards, I'll post some pictures of what proof ball says this thing is estimated length, weight, and girth. Okay. And main thing you got to do is just, again, make sure that you keep the orientation of the fish at an angle, or not an angle, but straight on to your camera. So I've got another phone here that I use as a camera, and I've got a picture of it. All right, yeah. Okay. All right, so it's 2 bass and multiple misses, but slow action, but not bad. I could do this all day. Unfortunately, I can't do it all day. Meaning, I've got some honeydews to knock out. I gotta get them out of this lip here. All right, there we go. All right, not bad, huh? That was fun. That was fun. Okay. You know, it was even more fun was you guys being on here, checking it out, and just kind of getting a feel for what it's like in this mobile fishing in real time, in real life, live stream. Okay. And the big thing I push on the channel is, I'm not an expert. Learn to fish by my trials and errors, so you don't have to. And then, hey, maybe you might catch a fish or two, because you can see, you can call out a bunch of mistakes I've been making. Definitely made some missed hook sets and whatnot. And you can also see this is not one of these sponsored this and that, and I got a professional whatever, or I'm catching whatever's for competition. No, this is just average Joe coming out because I love the fish. And okay, yay, I can't make these lifetime trips somewhere, but I can certainly hit a local pond and fish it and still get some fun out of it without having to drive a long way. Driving, you know, when you first get your driver's license way back when, you want to do everything. Drive, go everywhere. Now I'm like, I don't want to drive. I'd rather go fishing. All right. Okay. All right. So we're working the deeper part of the pond here. And all it is just a short pull and just let it sit. And this last one I got was I cast it out and I could see the line start pulling out on me. It straightened out and started cutting away from me. And that is my telltale to set the hook, because I got Mr. Bass on the other end. All right. And I'm using a size 6 streamer hook on Guadalupe. Learned it from an article. It was made by Lefty Chavez, who fished the Guadalupe River in New Braunfels area and used it to catch some nice size Guadalupe bass. I believe he was using a size 2. Let's see. Ever use Google Maps, explore ponds? Yes, I use it a lot. I also use it for lakes, rivers, just to get you a good heads up. Main thing you do have to be careful of is make sure you read the image date. It'll tell you when it was updated, 2025, sometimes later. Make sure you do that, and then it will change. So you may have a more bird's eye view of it, aerial view of an area, and it says it's 2025. But then as you close in on the video, or correction, on the image, it'll drop down to an older date. So be careful of that too, because things change. Additionally, I think Google Earth, I've done that before with our local lake here, Lake Lavon, when we had all those drought years. You could actually do a historical, where you could get a view of what the area looked like at different times in the past and get an idea of the contour and what was down below. I used it to kind of locate some creek, sunken creek beds or submerged creek beds, as well as some humps and whatnot that are in different ponds and lakes in this case. So yeah, I do use Google Maps. Well, maybe I use Google Earth more than Google Maps, but I think they're pretty much the same. Just one's an app, the other one is tied to your browser. Okay, what else is here? What about if the private property, government property? I'm guessing that's something too. Well, if it's that, then I guess you can't. Yeah, you always got to go and check for permissions. I hadn't fished this pond in years when I first moved here. It used to be open to everyone, and then it got shut down HOA-wise, and then it opened up again. There is one that used to be a private pond, or not private, but public, city-owned, city-managed, then it got turned over to the HOA, and that one I hated seeing happen because there were some big bass there, very big. Yeah, good ones, and they may still be there, I don't know, but I haven't fished it because it is a private pond now. But it certainly was fun when I had the chance to fish it, especially during the spawn. Every year I would see these beds, and there would be some nice sized bass in there. And the geese. Okay, let's finish this out, see if we can get a bite, and then at that point I believe I'll call it. Let's see if I can coax another one again using this short pull retrieve. So far only 2 bass. Did lose one that was on the line briefly and had a little light strikes that yours truly just could not connect on. Right. And see, I'm pretty bad at my line manager. I just kind of drop it down on the ground and keep walking. Okay. I think the one that I hit here was lurking over here on that ledge, and I had thought I snagged something. Okay, so when I set the hook, I certainly had him on briefly, but was not ready for him. Okay, let's go and pop it out there. Anyone have any questions, comments? Oh, there's a hit right there. Okay, that one I felt the tug first, and then I went ahead and straightened up on the hook, or on the line. That's a bluegill. He's a chubby bluegill. All right, guess bluegill need loving too. Oh, he's a good one. Let's see. It's a good size one for this guy. Nice. Well, I'm gonna proof ball him again. Let's capture this moment. Let's see. I'll just hold him. Let me hold him here. No, I'll just hold him here. See if I can get that proof ball in the mix. Oh, that's gonna be hard. Let's see. Don't have any. Oh, that'll work. Okay. As long as I keep the ball in there in play, I think I've got it to where I can get a good picture of him. Okay. Oh yeah. He's probably gonna go about 6-7 inches. Not bad for a blue golly. All right. Let's send them back. Go get bigger. All right, and you saw how I picked up on that one. I actually felt the strike first that time versus all those other ones. I've seen the line reaction to the fish striking. All right, that was fun. That was fun. I could do that all day. All right, now I just got to quit stepping on my line. Let's go check the chat. All right, let go. Okay. All right, cool. All right. If you guys are having fun, if you have any questions maybe on what I'm doing or maybe some suggestions, certainly call it out. That's what this is for. It's supposed to be a live stream shared experience. There's another hit. Oh, no. False alarm. But just in case, I'm going to cast there again. No, in doubt, cast there again. It's sink, short pulls. And that was that side that the fish were lurking. I'm just fishing it from this side because I don't have any room for a good back cast. And what I'm trying to do is get it up near the roots and just kind of let it drop into the money zone, and hopefully we can get them to strike. Let's see, what is your favorite fishing spot? I love salt water. So anything salt water, I love. It's where I grew up back in South Texas, fishing the coast over there. But here I'm in North Texas, I gotta fish freshwater. So I love the freshwater stuff. Freshwater wise, I do like two places in Oklahoma, Lower Illinois River and Lower Mountain Fork, specifically Beavers Bend State Park. Those are very favorites of mine because one, quantity wise, there's tons of trout up at the Lower Illinois, plus you can catch striped bass, white bass, bass, smallmouth bass. You can catch anything in there. They're all over the place. At the tail race of Lake 10 Killers is what the Lower Illinois River is, and that's in Oklahoma, close to Gore, Oklahoma. And then the other one is Lower Mountain Fork, Beavers Bend State Park specifically. That's another fun one to go to. Been fun. I've gone up there, rented a cabin, and we just hung out for the week and enjoyed some fun fishing. Other times just went over there and there's a hit. Missed it. Okay, I missed it. The line started coming up on me and I lifted and didn't have them. Okay, what is y'all's favorite fishing spots? Call them out. I'm listening. Come on, fishy. Come on, let's do it. All right, work it slow again. Just gonna take it right up on that ledge. And when I say ledge again, it's just this right here, but that way underwater. Okay. All right, let's go pop it out. So I was out here and fishing over there, and I had a nice size one come in. Guesstimate about, I'd say maybe like a solid 4-pounder, but I believe there's some bigger ones hiding in here. There's another pond that I go to just down to another city, just right down the road from here, where if I've taken my underwater camera and put some live bluegill on a hook and put it in the water. And if I can keep the turtles from eating the bluegill that I'm using for bait, I have caught some decent bass out of there. But live bait wise, those big guys want nothing to do with lures and dead bait or anything. If they want that live stuff. All right, let's see if we can coax another one to come and pop the Guadalupe. And this is kind of the pace of the fishing I was anticipating when it came to pond fishing. Is this slower style because of the colder temps. Because of these warm temps we've had these past few days or weeks, it has certainly kind of mixed things up. Here I am, I'm able to fish, fast retrieves for bass, and they are striking. Here it's feeling more like the normal pattern. Okay, all right, that's that one we had to hit over here, and then I lost it, and then I had a subtle strike here. Let's see, just gonna work it in slow, real slow. See if I can get behind these two trees behind me and shoot it across to this one point. All right, there we go. I got this tree here and I got this tree here, and I'm shooting the line in between them to get my line where I want it. Just gonna again do the short pull. Watch that line pick up. Not seeing it yet. Could happen anytime though. The Guadalupe. I think it mimics more of a bait fish, like a minnow. Okay, but it's worked on trout, it's worked on bass, bluegill. Come on, let's see it. All right, not yet. Okay, I'm gonna go on the other side of this tree and then fish off to my left. Cause I'm an expert tree fisherman. I can catch those any day. I'm so good at it, I could do it blindfolded. All right, let me get some line out. All right, let's see if we can do this same thing. A little short pull retrieve and watch for any tension on the line. Why don't you full cast it? Well, because I got these trees behind me. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Let's see it, let's see it. So this area is deeper, so it's got a little canal-like channel deal. And the ones that we got so far were more in the deeper section, so I'm thinking that maybe that might be the case. Here, I got an opening here. I can do a normal overhead cast here. Get it over there by the fountain. Okay, let's let it sink. Okay, let it sink, and then we'll pull. Let's see if we can coax one to hit. Hopefully it's not a bluegill. I'm in bass mode right now. Come on, talk to me. I know when they stock some trout in these community ponds, a lot of times working up close to the fountain area helps because of that water being aerated and everything. Maybe that might hold true for maybe these bass as well. Okay, I'm gonna bring it in close. No. All right, let's pop it out again. Okay, let's see. Let's go over this way. Right out there. Tree behind me again. Move over. All right, there we go. Slightly to the right of the fountain, kind of where I think it's a little bit deeper. See what happens. What type of fishing we're doing? Anything that strikes fishing. So far I've gotten 2 bass and a bluegill. One throw off the hook, and the other ones I missed the hook set. All right, come on, let's see it. Wow, these guys are playing hard to get. All right, let's just take it in front of me. Right there, let it sink. I want to go back over here to this spot where I had that one hit and see if I can work the fly to that deeper part where there's like a channel in the middle. Aloha from Hawaii. Howdy, howdy. Aloha, aloha. How's the fishing over there? Right now it's a little slow for yours truly. Basically 3 bass, or 3 fish, 2 bass and 1 bluegill. And I was able to get a proof ball on them, so I should be able to measure them. Get that AI measurement with it and tell me how much they weigh, and they're not very big. Not very big at all. No bruisers, it sounds like, or looks like. I'm gonna slow it down some more and kind of wait between pulls. Okay, yeah, pretty quiet. All right, let's finish this one up and then I'm gonna move over some more. All right, okay, so there was this spot that we were getting some hits in that looked promising, more in the middle, and I had that one bluegill, and you know how bluegill are. You catch one bluegill, you can usually catch another. I got more trees behind me. All right, let's pop it out this way. Move over a little bit more. All right, I think I'm away from the trees. Pop it out there, dragging the line. All right, let's try this area here. It's deeper, and I might be able to coax one to hit as I bring it in slowly. Okay. Let's watch the line pick up. Not yet. Okay. Run up on that ledge. Okay. Nope. No takers there. All right. Get some line going. Right. Let's go over there. Right by the roots. Okay. Let it sink a little. All right. Short pulls. And these guys are playing hard to get. No, not yet. Okay. I'm going to drag it in slowly. Just keeping movement on there. See if I can coax them to strike. No. All right. I think where I got that bluegill was right about here. Let me see. Yeah, about right here. Pop it back. Okay, right in the roots. Just short of the roots, I mean. Okay, letting it sink. Let's watch that line. Let's do it. Let's do it. There he goes. Ah, geez. He had it briefly. It could have been another one of those bluegill. Man, I missed it. I missed it. Okay, I missed that one. Let's cast it over here. Okay, man, oh man. Let's try it again. That one, he just pulled the line. I felt it tighten. I thought I had him too. Come on, let's do it again maybe. No? Man, gotta take these when you can, you know. It is a slower bite though. Slower fishing than when it gets cold like this. Okay, all right, let me stage for the next cast. Back out there again. All right, let's do it. Let's see if Mr. Bass will come out and play. There he goes. There he goes. That one hit it, just like the other one that I missed. Okay, that one hit it, and it feels bluegill. Yeah, where you get one bluegill, you usually can get another. So, all right, bluegill number 2, light striking bluegill. All right, and they like the Guadalupe too, it looks like. And I'm gonna try proof balling him. So let's get him in the. Let's get a picture of him. All right. I'll get a picture of these guys on so you guys can see what the proof ball is saying, how much they weighed, and how long they were using that AI technology. All right. Let's see what else. Okay, we had that hit. It was two hits just like that, and I got one, and I missed ones. I'm suspecting there's probably another bluegill in the mix over there. So let's see if we can do it again. Okay, I'm dropping the fly just short of the roots on the other side. Those roots that are in the water, I know they stick out a couple of feet out, and I'm dropping it there. And then I'm just doing this short pull. What I'll see is I'll see the line straighten, or I'll feel the tension as I'm pulling back on the line. I'll feel that tension. That tells me I need to set the hook. And sometimes they'll run in on me, so I have to take up a lot more line. Other times they go the other way, which I can set the hook a lot quicker in that manner. Okay, come on. Where are you guys at? Let me cast it this way. All right, let's get it out there. Let's see if something's lurking further to the left. Let it sink. Short pulls. Let's see it. Okay. And mainly watching my line at this point. Okay. Maggots on a floating line. No, not really. Mainly just tie flies. I have used a trout magnet when I forgot my ultralight bait casting rod, and it turns out you can cast easily a one. There's a hit right there. Little bass. He struck it as I was twitching the fly coming up. Little basalito. All right, looks like we're getting some more action now. Ow. Okay. All right, he's little. I will proof ball him again. If you guys are interested in the proof ball, I found out about this about a couple of weeks ago, and I was like, hey, that's a cool looking tool. AI tool here. Let me see. Measure my catch, get a picture of it, and post it so I can access it. What I've been doing is I've been taking pictures and proof balling everything I caught, getting it measured out, and then I've been saving it, as well as marking the ones that are the biggest fish of that given day. Just have an idea of what I caught that day and what the biggest fish was. And then hopefully at the end of the year I can kind of look through quickly and I can get proof positive what the biggest fish I caught that year was. Just another needless fishing gadget, something that I blew some money on. It was a gift card though. Come on, you need a gift card. Don't buy something that you really need. Buy something that you don't really want to buy or wouldn't have bought with your own money, but you got a gift card. All right, let's see if we can coax another one. That one hit right over here, right at the tail end. Yeah. Beautiful day. It's starting to warm up too, so maybe the fish will start warming up too. And I'm certainly glad you guys are able to join me in this. And if you're not able to stay the whole stream, I do an edited version later, as well as I set it up for a podcast that I have on Spotify. Real Cast Fishing basically gives you the audio version of this. So you'll hear me do a lot of talking, I think, and that's because it's also going to be used as a podcast. So if I'm sitting here staying quiet, I lose a lot of listeners when I don't say anything. So bear with me. That's the main reason why I do it, because most times, well, no, actually when I'm fishing alone, you don't hear a word. But today I'm fishing with y'all, and I'm live streaming, podcasting, etc. So I need to talk. All right, let's see if we can get Mr. Bluegill to hit again where his buddies were. Short pull retrieve, watch the line. Line's kind of sitting there slack. I may feel, there's right there. I felt the tension. Oh, he ran on it too. Shoot. Okay, right there. They're there. Tension on the line. As I pulled back up, I could still feel the tension. And then I saw the line going out slightly, and then I lost him. Yeah, it happens. It's fishing, you know. Like talk radio. Yeah, I guess like talk radio, but fishing. I am still trying to do one of those go live together sessions. So you'll see me post in the community post here where I'll offer up anyone basically come join the go live session. There's like a link that I'll put into the community post for this channel, Average Angler Life, AAL. And if you are able to join, I can bump you in and we can talk fishing stuff or whatnot and have a YouTube Q&A or live interview session on the fly. And if not, what I do is I have other channels, so I'll just put those in and have them join the channel, and you'll see two versions of the same scene where they have the camera in front of me and then there's another camera to my side. I use those when I'm kind of demoing stuff, like when I'm tying a fly, maybe showing a product or something. Those are pretty handy. Pretty cool feature. I'm surprised it's not used more often by folks. Called Go Live Together. Got a little tangle here. All right, let's go ahead and let it sink a little. See if we can coax one more to strike. Say, talk to me smiles. One more. Go ahead, make my day, as Clint Eastwood would say. Right there. And that last one hit very close. And then out there was those bluegill. There's a hit right there. Oh, he's putting a bend too. This one feels better. Yeah, he feels better. Look at that. Short pull retrieve. That one I saw the line twitch forward. Twitch forward. He might be the biggest one for this round. All right. Okay. Yeah, he may be the biggest one this round. And yeah, I got him good. Yeah, he's the big one today, which is, there's bigger here, but hey, that counts. Done it. Let's proof ball him and we'll get a good, this is probably going to make the leaderboard on my little fishy, go fishy, whatever thing that you do for this app on the proof ball. All right, so here I need to put my reel down. Okay, let's see if I can get this thing in here. Wait a minute, photo. I need a photo. There we go. Okay, I need to make sure it's nice and straight on picture. There we go. Look at that guy. And he got it pretty good. That's the one thing you have to be very careful of when you get these bigger ones and they strike. Your fly goes in their mouth and your line goes right here and starts abrading. I've lost some big ones because of that. I'm using a little 2-pound test mono or tippet or 6-pound, even 5. I've lost over the years many of the bigger ones because I was not able to hook them on the lips. When you get them like that, you got basically land them as quick as possible or that line of yours is going to get abraded and he's going to be gone. He's going to be gone. He's going to say hasta la bye-bye, baby. Just like the old Arnold Schwarzenegger, you know? All right, yeah, that was fun. I'd keep going, but scared I might bore you guys. All right, but do stay tuned. I'll be doing this again more in 2026, and hopefully we continue to engage with some of this fishy stuff. And yeah, stay tuned. I will get the pictures of what the results were on the proof ball. Okay, and that I think that'll give you a good idea as to what the sizes were of these particular fish I caught today. And it was a mix of bluegill and bass. And on an old 5-weight fly rod, old Bass Pro White River Large Arbor reel, none of your fancy stuff. I think total for all this, to include the line, under $100. So you certainly don't need a lot to get started in fly fishing. Main thing is I think I said previously, is make sure you get some quality fly line. And if you're first starting out, I'd highly recommend starting out with a weight forward fly line. Weight forward meaning this portion is going to be the thicker portion, and the running portion, which is here in my reel, is going to be thinner. That's all it really is. And what that does is give you more weight on your fly line to load the rod and get your timing down and get it casted. Okay. Other than that, it's certainly been fun. Appreciate it, and do join me again. Off and out. Next time I catch y'all here, and good luck, good fishing.